Wonder if we have something to talk about today. What is up, Dolphin fans? TD got his crown on. You gotta do the wave.
I'm just feeling like a king in life. What are y'all talking about?
Before we get into obviously the big fat topic of what is going on with the Miami Dolphins,
Matthew Judon getting released. Yes, that's what we gotta.
Well, I want to talk about that because that's very big of the Dolphins to do that. They should have done that with Calais last year, but we'll talk about that. Obviously, go check out SeatGeek. If you are going to the game Sunday, go grab yourself a ticket. You get to see Quinn Ewers start for the first time. Gets a full week of practice with the team.
Not really.
Somewhat. Use the promo code FINS10. You get 10% off as well. And then don't forget to check out Sleeper. We will talk about Sleeper on Friday, doing the more or less on that one. What's the head nod, Alan?
It's not a full week of practice because today they did a walkthrough, but they're still going over stuff which actually might benefit Ewers instead of throwing him in there with the first team reps like he hasn't had all year. It would be
great if you actually practice the plays that you implemented for 3 days. He'll only get 2.
But he's going through them mentally with the walkthrough on the first day. It's not
mentally or practice or walkthrough. Which one you think is more beneficial, Poupard?
On a short week like this, there's no issue with if he's not prepared on Sunday, it won't be because God, he only had 2 practices instead of 3.
Let me think. How many passes has he thrown to Darren Waller ever? None.
Anyway.
So now I can see the headline right now. Ewers sucked because he doesn't have
no. Listen.
Chemistry with the guys. Seriously.
Anyway, so again, real quick,
we digress.
Check out the podcast format on Spotify and Apple, and if you want to become a member, hit the join button next to the subscribe button. MZ Relentless using our ugly photos. Yeah, we're all ugly. And you get your name at the end. You can tell us how long you've been a member. You get a question, all that good stuff. So the Miami Dolphins got spanked. I don't care that the final score was 28-15. It was 28-3. And then the Steelers were like, we're done. There's 13 minutes left in the game. So then you got, hey, if I'm calling garbage time for other quarterbacks, I'm going to call garbage time for the Miami Dolphins. And that 100% was garbage time. They got beat down bad to the point where Tua Tagovailoa is not your starter. We got eliminated from the playoffs. So real quick, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Tua got benched. Quinn Ewers is going to be your starter. They jumped over Zach Wilson to get Quinn in there. Obviously, we all kind of saw this coming. We thought at this point, if they were eliminated for the last 3 or 4 games of the season, we would see Ewers kind of see what we have in the 7th round pick, because you kind of have an idea of what Zach Wilson can and can't do. This is a smart move by McDaniel. Some of the things he said, though, very contradictory, especially when he says Quinn Ewers gives us the best chance to win.
What a controversy.
Because why wasn't he the backup this whole time if he gave us the best chance to win?
Because they found out late that Tua gave us the best chance to lose.
So again, why wasn't Quinn the backup if he gave us the best chance to win?
Because they just realized Tua gave us the best chance to win.
That's got nothing to do with the number 2 quarterback, TD, though.
Then you don't have
Zach Wilson gives us the second best chance to win.
For NBC or CBS. Poupard will tell me.
What?
Lou, what station does he work for?
CBS 4.
CBS 4. Videographer for CBS 4 gave me a great theory on why Zach Wilson was the backup quarterback. Let's say Tua suffers a catastrophic injury 1 quarter into the game. Which quarterback gives you the best chance of coming in there on the fly and winning that game?
Depends if there was a walkthrough during the week.
I see which Poupard I'm going to be dealing with today.
Yes, it makes sense. But I think there's also something to be said for the fact that Quinn Ewers more than likely is going to be on the roster in 2026. Zach Wilson ain't. What does that mean?
You're right. I agree with you.
Well, then what's the point in using Zach Wilson?
I don't disagree with you. I wrote after the Cleveland game, you're wrong for if you move back to Zach Wilson.
Exactly.
And and then not only did he not make it a competition, he made it a competition for 1 week and said Zach Wilson's our backup for the rest of the season. Like, damn, the rest of the season? Like, for real?
Obviously not.
And now he's the best.
He's still the backup.
To win.
He's still the backup. Yes, he hasn't moved.
I listened to coaches today and players, and all I've gotten is genuine endorsements of Quinn Ewers.
Genuine.
What else are they going to say? What,
That's
dude?
not true. That's not
I'm
true.
just
There
saying,
was,
like,
there was not
Alan,
one.
let TD bask in this because now everything's genuine.
Bask. No. It is genuine because I sat there and witnessed for 3 years now. Tyreek, every time I ask a question about Tua, have to think about how he gonna lie and try to make him the best thing since sliced bread. And today, guys like, yeah, man, he's a dog. He's a baller, man. He makes plays out there against the defense in practice. We see the talent. He's fearless. They don't have to think about it. So I think that they feel like, hey, let's see what the kid got. I think he could possibly give us a spark. We don't know, but we'll see. I'm not writing him off. I'm not writing Quinn Ewers off. We're trying to put the nail in the coffin on a 7th round pick. We might have the next Brady. You don't know.
We might.
True.
Brock
Purdy, there you go.
Stop being negative, okay? Tua ain't gonna be here no more. We ain't gotta be negative no more, okay? Let's be positive.
Nobody was negative but you. Anyway. You.
Listen, today is a sad day for me, Omar.
1 minute you like him, next minute you hate him.
Hey, I go with how he goes, okay? And today is actually a sad day. This isn't one everybody thought, oh, TD's happy about it. This is a really sad day
Just
for me.
had a crown on.
Yeah, that was trolling. Listen, man.
Oh, I'm glad you admit what you do.
Wow.
6 years ago, the judge gave me a 6-year prison sentence for a crime I didn't even commit. Today, I went back to court and they exonerated me, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about having to go to prison for 6 years when I didn't even commit the crime.
You put yourself there.
He would rather be with Skylar Thompson.
You put Josh Rosen.
Now I'm really believing Skylar was probably the best quarterback on the roster.
Hey, he probably thought.
If you got Allen rolling his eyes, that's something. Anyway, so yeah, we're moving forward. Quinn Ewers, we're gonna see what he has. I'm gonna root for him, just like I did for Brock Osweiler, just like I did for Ryan Tannehill, just like I did for all the Dolphin quarterbacks. And there are people who are already, TD's not wrong. We're not, but there are already people on Twitter who are counting Quinn Ewers out. I've gotten replies saying, "Oh, he sucks, and it doesn't matter. Throwing him to the wolves. This is all sacrificial. Yada yada." I want to see what he could do. He comes out and wins the next 3, and Buffalo is going to be rooting for us week 18.
Simmer down. Win the next 3.
We're judging him on whether or not he wins these games. Is that what we're doing? We're putting him on the same standard as a 5th overall pick. Is that what we are going to do?
But I'm saying, judgy bastards, they're coming after me, man.
No, not you, Doug. I'm just
getting to finish my line.
I see that out there, and I think it's very unfair. You can't judge a 7th round pick in his first, maybe second. I don't even remember now. Starting in the NFL versus, because I already see it now. If he struggles, Tua wouldn't struggle. We're talking about a 5th overall pick versus a 7th round pick.
7th overall pick.
No, 7th round pick.
7th round pick, Quinn Ewers. Right? Yeah. Am I wrong? Okay, and I'm talking about the 5th overall pick, first round, 5th overall. There ain't a comparison. There's obviously a developmental learning curve that has to be achieved, even if he's going to dream of having a future in the NFL. What you want to see is him not just be a train wreck and not hurt the team. Be a part of the team. Go along, get along, a part of the team. Just
be overwhelmed. That to me is the big key. Like, for example,
don't be overwhelmed.
Josh Rosen, it didn't take very long for us to see him in the pocket. It's like, ooh, that dude's got issues. That didn't right, Omar? That didn't take long.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's what I don't
want to see.
Yeah. Here's my question: is Mike McDaniel going to now evolve the offense around Ewer's play style since it's different than Tua.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If they had a walkthrough,
much different.
I didn't get to give my spiel yet.
This
because-
fell
that's
off. This
because
went off the
Omar,
wheels
we thought you
real
lost
quick.
all privileges.
It was just TD was just like woo, and it just
Man
went
coming
off
in here
the
wearing his
rails.
crown, celebrating his yeah. Anyway, I love the movie Fight Club.
Mm.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, but you don't talk about it because that's the first rule about Fight Club.
First rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about it.
There you go.
What the Dolphins are doing now, you don't talk about.
Mm.
You do it, you don't talk about it. And we're turning the page.
Mm-hmm.
We're protecting ourselves from Tua's injury guarantee. We're not playing him anymore. We're basically saying we're ready to move off of you. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying, listen, we need to figure out what these young guys have, because as I wrote in a Miami Herald column, Quinn Ewers better not be the last guy.
Yeah.
That you move on to see what's there, because the next GM, the next head coach, they need to know. Put them on the field, from Taj Washington,
Yep,
to Derek McClendon, to Greg Dulcich.
Dulcich. Oh my God, he's still
Dulcich.
Jesus.
All right, you know when I got
Dulcich.
something in my head, it's never going away. Hell, and I know this is to Dante Trade, and I know this is going to be sacrilegious, and people are going to chastise it, but I want to see what Larry Borum does at guard, and I'm ready to move Jonah to the bench. I know it's not going to happen.
that's
But
my boy.
Omar, don't stop there. Sit Zach Sealer, and let them young guys go in a rotation.
no. Sit Benito Jones. Zach Sealer still need to play. And
Yeah,
Zach Sealer and Zeke Biggers, they actually play very well together.
Why risk an injury for?
For who, Zach?
Yeah, why?
Zach's got his money.
Yeah, but why
worry about
the injury? He's also a trade asset.
He
Maybe
is.
if it's not next year, the year after.
Zach gonna get his money no matter what. I'm not saying that you go out there and you try to lose games, because I don't think that's a healthy practice. I've learned my lessons from Tank Fatua. It's not something that you want to encourage your team. It's a habit that is hard to shed. It is a habit that is hard to shed. But you need to be figuring out what you got. The release of Matt Judon, for whatever reasons, I heard I don't know where that he asked for it or whatnot. Mike gave some ridiculous explanation about, he was going to be inactive, and we rather give him an opportunity to go out there. Like, man, let that man free. Rasul Douglas sent out an emoji of walking away yesterday. I saw it. I don't know what happened to it, but I saw it. Rasul Douglas, the same guy who said, I'm playing for free here with the Miami Dolphins. The same guy who been balling. You think he don't want to get to a playoff contender? How many hugs did he have to give Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, right.
For Aaron to get the message. Come get me, bro. Listen, but if I'm the Dolphins, I would not release Rasul Douglas, because I'm going to probably get a compensatory pick for him. So, I'm doing what's in my best interest. NWI, you are not active for the final 3 games. No, sir.
Melifonwu, you're not active either.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry. We got to do what's in the best interest. If Steve Ross is giving away $5 million to improve a draft pick, which he's done on multiple occasions, there's no reason playing time should prevent you from improving draft picks.
This is where, can I chime in here for 1 second?
Sure.
This is where I would be led to believe that I agree with everything you're saying, Omar. And if all those plans go into motion, that could be an indication that Mike McDaniel knows he's coming back in 2026 with a different quarterback. And therefore, the Matthew Judon move, which other than doing him a solid, there's absolutely zero reason to do it. You
claimed the linebacker you liked.
Who?
Some kid, I don't know.
Yeah, some guy from the Houston Texans
practice squad. You claim him. He's yours now.
Yeah, you mean like Andre Carter too, who the Dolphins waived after having him on their roster for 3 weeks because that was the minimum they had to have him.
back?
He might be back on the practice squad.
He is back on the practice squad, but they liked him so
Tanner
much.
Connor's gone again.
Yeah, that one. Tanner
Connor.
Conner.
In,
That
out,
hurts
in,
you,
out,
but-
in, out.
That might be Mike
year.
McDaniel's
On,
first
off,
release.
on, off.
That might
hurt
be.
Omar more than Tua, I think.
Here's my
Omar's a big
question.
Tanner fan.
Here's my question about Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel was the guy who went to Stephen Ross to get Tua this contract. Does he not deserve some blame for this stupid contract that Tua has right now? And shouldn't he get some ramification for the lack of production from Tua Tagovailoa? He hitched himself. He got a head coaching job because of Tua.
He got a pow and that's it.
I think that, I don't know if that's it though, Alan. Maybe that's
I don't believe what Alan's saying.
Yeah, maybe Stephen Ross is like, you the one that came and got this done.
You came to my office.
Yeah, we'll see. It was when the season over.
Actually, that's not true because Stephen Ross doesn't have an office.
He called me. He FaceTimed him.
In New York, he does.
In New York, he does. Yes. Here's my theory, and I am a big believer that Stephen Ross does not force his hand on anything. And I actually believe that if Stephen Ross did force his hand on anything, this franchise might be better off. Just my opinion, because some of the things I've heard that he wants to force his hand on actually were pretty good ideas. However, Mike said that Steve does not influence his decisions. He's got to be a big boy and make these big boy decisions, even though he hasn't made them for 4 years. So I'm thinking, in theory, maybe Steve didn't say it to Mike, but Steve might have said it to Champ Kelly, who then said it to Mike. You understand what I'm saying?
What did he say? Bench Tua?
I'm gonna say something that I'm only gonna say here.
Exclusive. Where's our exclusive logo? Go ahead.
I usually hate Pittsburgh, and the reason I hate Pittsburgh, I hate stadiums where the GM sits over my shoulder. That's and it's not every stadium, but it is Pittsburgh. Literally, the GM sits over my shoulder. So I spent pretty much the entire game watching Champ Kelly, and from the window, because the reflection, I can see the game and I can see the reflection. I don't think he knew I was watching him. Was not happy. I do not think Champ Kelly is a Tua fan.
We got our next GM, baby. We got our next GM.
And we are where we are. Like I wrote after the game, I wrote a column, and I talked to some people in the league, and they said Tua can't drive the ball anymore. It's a term that, we all talk about. Okay, Tua throws the ball. Tua's, the arm isn't. Tua can't drive a ball anymore. You know what that means? That means you're working with a very limited playbook.
And you don't think Mike McDaniel has seen that? And then not only that, he can't escape any semblance of pressure. I mean, those 2 sacks as the 12 yards in the backfield because he can't get around them.
I don't know when it happened, why it happened, but I told you guys, and I know this guy over here in this corner, he's been talking about it for like 7 years because he predicted it all. I can't even point.
You, TD.
Me or TD?
TD. Yeah. But I told y'all in Madrid, I was like, what the hell is that? What? Like, I watched that in Washington. I was like, what is that? Where did that come from? I don't know what happened between Baltimore, Buffalo, Atlanta. At some point in that 3-week period, he lost everything. It's like a genie came and just took it away from him.
Omar, since Tua's rookie season, it was something that I've been monitoring that I never could confirm because the sample size wasn't there. I'm starting to think that this has been a lingering thing since college, that his body can't go through the full season. His rookie year, even when he got thrown in late, it faded at the end. You could see throws sailing and stuff. Second year, I think it was the second year, I said, I'm going to watch out for that. I saw like 2 games where it started to fade, then the injury came, done for. So it's like, well, I can't use that because I didn't really get to see the whole season. But go back and start looking at some film on later in the season, how it ain't got nothing to do with accuracy, the drive of the football, the little arm strength he does, it takes even longer for the pass to get there. It's actually happened every season, but there's been so many minuscule other injuries, you can never dial down and say, maybe because you got to look at where he's throwing the ball from too. There's times where he's trying to reach in that hip and get it down there. Like you can see he's reaching into his lower body. Then there's time he's just trying to use all upper body, like forget using my lower body. He's just throwing the football.
Which he can't do.
Aren't lined or anything. I think that's a big problem that nobody's talking about. It could be a long-term issue where he never moved the same, but you just didn't have a good sample size to actually make that conclusion. I don't know. That's what
I had an orthopedic. I think he's on his residency. I had him come on the channel to kind of look at his hip, and obviously he doesn't know everything that is going on with it. He doesn't have the updated x-rays and everything, but he knows the injury. He knows the process of the injury. He knows the recovering, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, right-handed quarterbacks, you drive with your left foot, your left hip. Tua is a lefty. He's driving with his right one, which is the one that is injured. He thinks that it is a degenerative thing, and he probably has arthritis in that hip. And when we drafted Tua in 2020, pre-draft and post-draft, I said, it's a risk and reward taking him. He has the athletic, not athletic, but he's able to make throws, the accuracy, yada, yada, blah, 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 all the stuff that was said pre-draft. But I said, the downside of taking Tua is you might only have him for 4 years because of that hip injury. And unfortunately, we all started seeing that hip. My wife, I think it was 2022, who's also a nurse, noticed at the end of 2022 season, like TD is talking about, that towards the end of the year, she's like, he looks tired when he throws the ball. And is it him compensating because his hips and stuff? And now I think a lot of the problem is, yes, it's his hip, but also I think it's now a mental thing where he's like, I can't do this, or I can't take a hit, or I can't. And now he's just in his head. So now not only is he less mobile, less able to drive the ball, but now he's just mentally out of the game and making dumb decisions, like real dumb rookie decisions.
I don't think he's making dumb decisions.
Hold on, Mike, go ahead.
What I was saying, I don't think he's making dumb decisions. I think he's writing checks his body and arm can't cash.
Isn't that a definition of a bad decision, though?
No, you just ain't got no choice. You still got to try.
Well, but the one thing I've noticed about him is more so than any other year, he's throwing off his back foot so much. The pick on Monday night, he's throwing off his back foot. That thing was a complete floater. It was bad enough that everybody's talking about, like, yeah, well, he had one wide receiver against 2 DBs. Okay, but if the ball is thrown A earlier and B with some sort of zip on it, maybe it's got a shot. That thing was a complete floater where Asante Samuel can turn around and go, oh, look what I got over here.
Yeah.
But he's doing that, Alan, when there isn't even always pressure.
Correct. It wasn't pressure on that play.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's like you have no excuse not to get your platform, your base right on the throw.
Correct. But he's so conscious of avoiding the big hit, also on the scrambles, like that third down scramble he had. Dude, like dive forward somewhere where the guy's legs aren't, and chances are you're going to be touchdown. You're not going to be like, it's
Kurt Warner talked about it when he did his film breakdown of Tua, I think in 2022, on some of his deep passes. He noticed his footwork. Like his foot will be pointing in the opposite direction of where he's throwing the ball. And, he was said back in 2022, is like his mechanics is completely off. And
Doug, I could be totally wrong. I think he's compensating.
100%.
And when you throw out words like arthritis, I've been in 11 car accidents in a 3-year period. None of them my fault. Yes, that has happened to me.
That's
3-year period. I've been in 11.
None of them your fault.
None of them were my fault. Literally, just craziest thing ever. And my left shoulder, and one of them really took damage, and then I got better. But then the doctor, I start feeling pain and weakness in my arm. He said, yeah, that's from that accident. You're starting to have arthritis in your shoulder.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about 3 times weaker. I'm on a bench press putting plates up, and I'm like, well, I can't lift this anymore. Like on my left side, right going up fine. And you have to overcompensate. Everything can be off because you don't have the same like strength. And that's why that injury last year is too mysterious. The injury last year explains exactly that. That's like an arthritis issue.
I was told he could have played at the end of the season when he missed the final 3 games. He couldn't have thrown. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, and this was not new. This was told to me last year. And I was like, huh? But then I was like, I had to connect it to the hip. And it's funny that Tua today, when asked specifically about the hip, because we've all suspected.
I was saying, good question.
It's like nobody wants to talk about it. But we
including
all kind of.
Including Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah. And today, he was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gave you know how Tua is in terms of thorough answers, honesty. Today, Tua, is it possible that the hip has been a factor in what's happened to your performance? No.
Shut up. That's what he wanted to say. Shut up. Next question.
No, I wanted him to be Tua and tell the truth. But then
no, he wasn't Tua today. He was mad. So you weren't getting any of that. You were getting nope. Next question.
And I was told this. Remember the Denver Broncos Peyton Manning era at his last championship where he couldn't throw the ball?
Yeah,
and the
he was throwing them 30-yard floaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same thing.
Brock Osweiler saved them that year. Our very own Brock Osweiler.
And that guy sucked.
Wait, didn't Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl?
He did
that year.
That defense helped him, though.
It was a defense, but I mean, Peyton made a throw here and there, but that's basically what we got into it. He can make a throw here and there, but don't expect that throw to be past 25 yards.
But the difference is Peyton Manning is cerebral assassin. Like that man will.
Who was a cerebral assassin?
Well, here's the difference, Omar. Peyton Manning that year, he went to that line of scrimmage and he orchestrated his 6 to 12 yard pass.
I hated that.
That was at his peak. Mm-hmm. Honestly, mentally, I got to make this work, and he made it work.
Yeah, him and Brady. Once they got older,
get these receivers to line up right.
Oh my God, my dad. So
2-minute drill. Is this something we need to know?
Yes. You know what you need to know?
Real quick.
You know what you need to know? It would have exposed that Tua doesn't have an arm. And you couldn't do that. And now because you couldn't do that, it was exposed Tua doesn't have an arm, and these receivers don't know their responsibilities, their routes, their adjustments, their hots.
By the way, do you know what Peyton Manning's passer rating was in 2015 when the Broncos won the Super Bowl? Because Omar, we know you love passer rating.
89.3.
67.9. He sucked.
Playoffs or the season?
Sorry?
Playoffs or the season?
No, the season. He sucked that year.
9?
Yes.
Hey.
The defense was outrageous.
Did this thing in the playoffs. What was the playoffs? What was that, Alan?
Okay,
he'll find it for you.
Dude, I'm looking it up. It's not really that difficult.
Any thoughts on Tyreek Hill?
75.4.
What about Tyreek?
That's an improvement. What's up with Tyreek? Was he talking about himself or I mean, what was that about?
Tyreek just want attention all the time.
Yeah.
You'll testify to this.
Oh, yeah.
Tyreek just wants you to talk about him right now. Like we in the media all know this. Like, sit down, Tyreek. Go sit down.
Isn't that kind of trolling? Because then he goes on Teron Armstead and say, "Oh, this is Teron's fault."
It is Teron's fault.
Podcaster.
Because it is
Patrick Paul's playing.
I understand what he meant when he said that, because Teron and Calais were the guys who held it all together. They literally held it all together. And when they left, it all fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I was more worried about Tyreek's tweets during the game where he's like shouting out to Ramsey and Jonnu Smith when they're making plays. Like Smith scored on his touchdown. He's like, I see you knew.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
He said, don't let Ramsey make a play, because then you ain't going to hear the end of it, which is true. The fact is fact.
It was also a bad look when you have Tua laughing on the sideline, and then you have Tua laughing with Jalen Ramsey after the game.
A lot.
I mean, they all up in each other ear. We got all that money from them.
Yeah.
We got Greer. We got him.
Oh my gosh, just a bad look though. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can hang out with your friend, but after that brutal loss, one that the whole organization put in their back on,
talking about the sack and how you got me good, and not to say that it was a good look, because it just wasn't. But
it was worse. The one that was worse is that there's like under 2 minutes left. It's 28-15. You're done. You're on the sideline with chatting with a bunch of teammates, and he's got
Aaron
a
Brewer.
big smile. Aaron Brewer, yeah.
He was laughing since the second quarter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fresh off a pick.
Somebody said something to me, and obviously they probably don't show it, but I think in the live stream or under one of my videos, they commented, you never see Tua with a tablet in his hand. Is that it? Does he, or is that something?
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I've seen him with a tablet. I've seen him go do this.
He goes over it with Bevel. He looks. I've seen it with a tablet.
Okay. Because I never noticed it, but
Tua is a cerebral quarterback,
and he don't really need it. He knows his spot.
It's this ain't the problem. Confidence maybe now, but this is not the problem. It's this, and it's the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Cerebral. I mean, why we keep doing this?
What?
Well, he's not cerebral. Stop. He's not, Omar.
Listen, the body is in the grave. Let's move on.
Greg said he's playing Sugar Rush.
Body is in the grave. Let's move on.
You see what Greg said? He's playing Sugar Crush on the tablet. You guys are bad. You guys are bad. We have 1,243 of you beautiful human beings in here watching us talk about this. We are at 9,980 something subscribers.
Wow.
So if you are new and you like what you see, even if you don't like some of us, because we all noticed it, hit the subscribe button. You get a little perspective from each of us. All four of us have a different perspective. And and also hit the like button. Where are we at likewise? Let me tell you. We are at 300 likes. Come on.
No, come on. Get
it to 1,000 at least. There's 400 of you in here.
Hey, real
hit the
hit that like button.
Hit the like button for TD. And
yes,
beautiful
please.
Crown.
These are fresh new beginnings. Let me say this real quick. Dolphin fans, we could be down about the season. Yes, it was a failure, this whole situation. But one thing, if you're a real fan, you're going to love the team anyway. So get excited about new beginnings, the process of a new building. Maybe we are the Denver Broncos. Maybe we are the Patriots turning around right away. Let's get excited about the future. That's what's most important.
Also, can we get past the whole Tua near stuff and the whole Tua hater stuff? You know how it's like politics. You have the far left and the far right. Now you got the far Tua nears and you got the far Tua haters.
Right.
It's over.
People shouldn't worry about the Tua nears. As soon as Tua's on his new team, they're going anyway. Remember the definition of it. They weren't real Dolphin fans. Most of them are Alabama fans. So they don't care about the Dolphins.
It's over. It's all over.
Yeah.
Fresh start. Are we going to do that? Probably not.
Oh no, them people that were wrong, they still got to hear it though.
It's both sides. Let me be honest with you. It's both sides. Both sides. So Whatever. Let's get to these donations again. 1,278. Hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 before the stream is over. This one is from Garp Gump. He says, "Here for TD."
I'm here for you.
Beautiful crown. Jason with the tour said, "Sad day for Omar. Ha ha ha. JK." Joe, bro, but remember,
y'all knew I knew it was over after Madrid. Y'all knew it.
Omar, you were still hoping.
Yes, you were still.
I was still hoping. And what did I write? What did I write on Sunday, Poupard? I said I need to see something. See something. Otherwise, we done.
Yep.
I wrote that Sunday.
Joe, bro, member for 7 months, said, "What a beautiful day." Aaron with the tenor says, "This was the right move to make to bench Tua. The one thing that's weirds me out is some parasocial love and hate one player gets in this fan base." Yeah. Also, no trolling. What did you grade Tua's era?
This Tua era.
Grade it like a letter?
I give it a C plus.
See.
Yeah, I give it a C plus.
I
What do you give it? TD?
I give it a B minus.
Honestly,
I do. I give it a B minus. You got to be a B and a better. He was. I mean, I'm telling. Listen.
so you give him a better grade than me and Alan.
2021 also TD.
The
So that-
entire
I am counting those. I felt like his first and second year he was above average. You know,
hell no.
he was
Hell
barely
no.
above average. He wasn't.
Hey.
People remember this. Hold on. People in the
Slightly
chat
above average.
What
need
was
to remember what TD's saying right now,
Yeah,
because this is the honesty coming from TD right now.
I'm being honest.
I know, and I want people to remember this because people are out here.
I've always said that. Now, here's the difference: what people don't understand about me. I predicted he wasn't going to be our franchise quarterback. Okay, but that doesn't mean he wasn't good enough not to be good enough. Like, he was good. He actually exceeded what I thought he could be. Like the 2023, obviously you put things around him that helped him, but he's still like, come on, man. We've seen our history at the position. That was better than
2021. He was on the road to bust him. I was writing columns about the Dolphins.
Yeah. But that means you weren't considering that he's still a young quarterback in the NFL.
And he didn't have good.
Dude, you need to see something in the first 2 years of a quarterback. You kind of know what you have after 2 years. I'm sorry.
Look at this.
I don't
I
agree.
How do you explain his third year resurgence? How do you
I
explain?
agree.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon A. Chan.
How do you explain him being a dominant player in 2023?
Now, I'm not going to
dominant player. He was a great guard with
I'm in
a
19 and 20
offense.
right.
I told you this at the time, Omar, and I said this, and the offense. What made the offense special in 2022 and 2023 was never Tua. It was the folks around him. He was playing a part in it, but what made it special was Tyreek, Waddle, and the creativity of McDaniel.
I agree, but Alan, my whole thing was I never thought he could play a part of it. I never thought that he could also play a part of it.
Oh, I knew he could have.
It's
Dude,
in
I
the
wrote
grave. Let's move on.
Hold on, Omar. I wrote it when they hired McDaniel coming from the San Francisco system, where every quarterback over there, Omar, you'll love this, gets 100 passer rating. And then they tack on, you add Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. It was like, okay, watch his passer rating just shoot up, because his second year was like, what, 90 or something. I mean, guys.
No, he's had 3 straight seasons of 100 passer rating.
Yeah, I'm talking about not his first 2 years.
He just had a 100 passer rating game too.
Yeah, he did. But that was
Monday he had 110.
113.2.
That's because of garbage time. Let's be honest with that one.
Yeah. So that's
Omar, real quick, what is your grade for the Tua era in Miami?
D+, because we ultimately,
You tank. Oh, I see where you're going with this. I can see.
Did you say B+?
D.
Yeah, D+.
D as in dog.
D as in boy.
D as in dog. D as in dog.
Wow. Okay. Wow, you're even harsher than I am. Okay.
Because we drafted an injured quarterback who a lot of people in the league knew wasn't going to have a long career, and we went against the grain, and it just blew up in our face. And this is literally blowing up in our face, because unless he miraculously gets it back, And I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that happens. I don't know if 3 years as a backup will regenerate the arm. I have no idea. Like, I remember before the draft, and I wrote about this in a column. I remember before the draft specifically talking to a guy who is a GM now, who was not a GM at that time, who said, whose team was looking for a quarterback and said, we don't have Tua on our board. We don't have Tua on our board because our doctor said medically, we don't think he's going to play more than 8 years.
Malpractice, bro.
But is your grade based on the decision to draft Tua or Tua's performance in his 6 years?
No, definitely not based on Tua's performance. I'm just the Tua. We're talking about the Tua era. The Tua era got us exactly where we left off.
Yeah.
Oh well, no, I ain't no B-. I thought you were talking about how he played. Yeah.
I mean,
this whole era.
This is the really. We had 3 good years. This is a one.
I might be C-.
Yeah. But the era is an error.
So what would you put his play at grade wise?
C plus.
Yeah.
C plus.
So TD out of the four of us.
This is the worst.
I think it's funny that TD out of the four of us has the better play grade over the Tua era.
It's hard to play the quarterback position in the NFL. I'm going to always stick by this moving forward. The worst quarterback you can have is one that's good enough not to be good enough. They're not bad enough for you to move on right whenever you should, and they're not good enough for you to get over the hump. And that's what I feel Trevor Lawrence is, Kyler Murray's of the world. All of these guys, they can give you flashes, they can make some plays, they can have good spurts. But when the rubber meets the road and it's mano-a-mano, big time versus big time, they're not showing up.
You can say that about Lamar Jackson.
If they do, no, Lamar Jackson has enough games of showing up, but you can only. I mean,
MVPs. He's got 2 MVPs. Seriously,
Lamar Jackson.
But by TD's definition, Lamar fits into that profile.
He doesn't, because he has a larger sample size of actually beating good teams. The further you go in the playoffs, okay, say Lamar Jackson showed up every time he went to the playoffs, we be saying it about Josh Allen. Say Josh Allen showed up every time, we be saying it about Mahomes. Everybody can't get to the top.
You're right.
But it's about getting to the divisional or championship round, and then it doesn't matter. Everybody keep judging Lamar and these guys. At that point, you've got your team where now the team needs to do it. Your quarterback's supposed to carry you to that point. Now the team as a whole, because these are 2 big-time teams. All that evaluation of the quarterback go out the window.
And people say you a troll. You out here making good points. Look at that. Look at that.
I always have.
Look at that.
We didn't like the original point, so they wrote me off altogether. And Tua was the original point.
See,
and now look at today.
No, it's
see what happens. And I've been friends with TD for a very long time. So this is what TD does. TD gives his points, right? And then people kind of dog him for his points. So then TD's like, you're gonna dog me, I'm going to troll you now. So then he starts trolling, and then people forget about the points, which are very good and valid. Me and TD have some very good conversations.
I say that all the time when people say,
but it is my fault. When I troll, people don't see the original point; they see the troll.
Exactly.
They're like, "Oh, this guy."
But you can't help yourself.
I don't worry about that. Like I told y'all, know the personal story.
Yeah,
there was a Dolphin fan that actually committed suicide because he got trolled quite a bit on social media. And I remember the group of people that was doing it. So I was coming, I went off on Twitter, and that was the introduction to the trolling TD. And I never stopped on Twitter, but I do that on Twitter.
You do that on the podcast too.
X. Well, it'd be some truth to my trolling on here.
You troll, TD. Don't act like you don't troll.
Doug, what's your grade on Tua?
C minus. I give him a C minus. Yeah, C minus. Well, just some breaking news. But we just broke 10,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Walleye broke 10,000 subs. Appreciate all you guys for hitting that subscribe button, getting us to 10K. Josh Smith with the 5 says Tua is gone. McDaniel said he isn't going to be with the team. Is TD breaking news?
Daniel never said he's going to be.
Daniel did not say that, and I don't think McDaniel was in a position to say that because we don't know if McDaniel's going to be with the team. They lose 3 straight games, and McDaniel's gone.
Touche.
He's saying that I said that McDaniel say he ain't gonna be with the team.
Is TD breaking news? Yeah.
is TD breaking news? Oh, I don't know what he's talking
about. Ed with the tour said, "Give the kid a chance." Talking about Quinn Ewers. Yeah, let's see what he can do.
You know, it's funny. Most of the media, we were immediately Quinn Ewers. Nobody. I don't think one of us even considered Zach Wilson as Tua's replacement.
Wow.
Would have made no sense.
And that's how, and that just gives you a consensus of that's how we view Zach Wilson. Like nobody considered it as a possibility.
Wow. That's tough.
It also makes no sense because he's not signed beyond this year. So
I mean, but he's got the arm. If you feel like you cleaned him up, but you know you didn't.
That's a lot of cleaning up to do.
Yes, a lot of cleaning up to do.
Miss Relentless been a member for 6 months. She said, "Ding dong, the weakest link is gone." Ed with another tour says, "I think he can add more to the offense with Quinn." We'll see.
It opens up more of the playbook, but he's going to be. It opens up more possibilities of the playbook. Teams were playing to a very specific way after they realized he could not drive that ball anymore, and
he's not a running threat at all.
Yes,
at all.
It was making them very easy to play. And I've always said this: when good teams create that blueprint, like Baltimore and Pittsburgh, everybody else just builds off it.
But they've been had the blueprint, Omar. Now the bad teams are using it.
Yeah.
No, they're playing to it differently than they played earlier in the season. I don't even think they're even dropping into his zones because they're not even worried about him passing the ball now.
Well, I'm seeing some of that.
Nobody, like there's nobody defending it out because everybody knows he's not throwing it. There's nobody worried about, oh, Waddle's gonna get behind us because literally they know that ball ain't gonna get there.
This is crazy, man.
Aaron, we got 10 minutes. Let's get through these donations because we have 41 of them. Retro Modern, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Aaron with the Fiverr says, thoughts on the Tyreek piece tweet today. He was going to get covered. Ed with the tour says, you can't infect a team with losing no tanking.
This isn't tanking. This is playing
bad
and developing young players.
Yeah. Mike with the $20 donation said, McDaniel processes everything too slow. He buys time with filler when he speaks. Plays go in late. He is unable to make adjustments in game. Takes 5 games to adjust anything. Not dumb, slow processor.
I've heard the same complaint about every single coach that I've covered the Dolphins. It's not accurate.
And he hesitates when he speaks because he wants to be extraordinarily precise in the message he's trying to get across.
Yep.
And he just keeps talking until he gets the exact message across. Exactly. No matter if it takes him 4 minutes.
Coach Sav with the Fiverr says, we aren't getting a first-round quarterback anymore. We should see Zach and let him be our bridge until next year. Next year Zach's not going to be on the team next year. So you need a different quarterback. God with the Fiverr says, prediction with the Ewers effect. Weiss becomes an active game elevation. Red zone package guy, Theo Waddle and Waller on the field together.
A lot of people don't want to play. Offense. Theo Weiss is not one of them.
Gotta know the offense.
I like Weiss too, but I because of his body frame, I have concern. Oh my! Don't shake your head. Let me finish my point. I have concerns about his ability.
Bastard.
Dare you? How dare you? Go ahead.
Casey with the 20. Shout out to you, Casey. How can we argue Tua's deal isn't the worst contract in team history when he could have played on his 5th-year option since signing? Has there ever been a more disappointing contract in relation to?
It was always going to be the worst contract in team history because everybody knew he wasn't going to see the full deal. He was only going to see the first 3 years. So let's see.
Will Fuller.
Well, now he only seeing the first 2.
No, but Tua's making 12 times more money than Will Fuller.
Well, yeah, but I mean, no, correct. But that's another one where you got 5 catches out of him.
Johnny with the Fiverr says McDaniel is a complete goofball and his offense is literally bad. Considering bringing him back is insane, and it needs to be said loud and clear.
And yet, national media analysts all over the place can't stop raving about his creative concepts in the run game.
How he reinvented his team, how he's creating new offensive plays that people, these things aren't like What McDaniel's doing isn't like somebody stealing plays from 1983. These are all new concepts. These are all new things.
Yeah, but are they working?
They were working for 4 weeks.
They worked for 4 games, but we needed the real test.
Yeah, but we knew.
Well, the passing game sucked
You know why you lost to Pittsburgh?
Right.
You know why you lost to Pittsburgh?
because they got outscored.
In the third quarter, Miami had 2 possessions. They went 3 and out. Tua got sacked on the end of all of those possessions. And Pittsburgh scored, what was it? How many points in the third quarter?
14.
And then they added another 21 points in like a 17-minute period. And from there, when you have to make Tua throw, you know what's going to happen. And that's why you can't play Tua anymore.
But I think a big part too, because it's right in line with what you said, Omar. We were running the ball in the first half. What happened was, here's the key to the Miami Dolphins run game. First down, we get unrealistic yardage. We be getting like 7 yards on first down.
Yep.
We be like, you make second down a eligible running play now. But in the second half of that game, you want to know who woke up? Them Pittsburgh defensive tackles. You saw Hargrave coming down that line of scrimmage, -1 yard run. Hargrave coming down the line of scrimmage, no gain, or you got 1 yard. Now second down isn't a
gimme.
Yeah, like a gimme on a run.
But you used to have a day where Tua would convert a 3rd and 10 on a regular basis.
Yeah, those days are gone because
those days are gone.
Yeah, that's done.
On 3rd down.
That's done. So if you're not getting the pop right away on first down to make a defense like, I don't know what, like that's our advantage. That's our rhythm.
We got 5 minutes.
Big first downs.
We got 5 minutes until
let's go.
TD and Omar got to get out of here. So, and I got a lot of donations to read.
You got a baby to care for.
Yeah, that too. Carp Come with the Tender says, watch these 8 to 22 yard outs, deep comeback, right hash sideline. Let's see if he's ripping that on time without the ball floating. Far hash digs. Ball has to be underneath defenders. Stuff to watch. Panama Jack with the $5 says, why did Tua's dad switch up his throwing arm to start with? Whose job is it to put members' names on outros? We have to hit up our producer for that. You got to update that. I don't know, because maybe there wasn't a lot of lefties and he thought it would be interesting. Phil been a member for
a uni quarterback.
Yeah, Phil been a member for 6 months says, wouldn't it be nice if they got it right this time?
Yeah,
not holding my breath. Actually, with the $5 says, Carolina traded up in 2023. Can we do the same in 2026? There's not a guy 2026 to do it for 2027.
I disagree. I disagree.
Like two.
So who? Mendoza?
No.
Mendoza. I don't think.
I like the Oregon quarterback.
He's not. I don't think he's coming out. If he comes out, then yes, you trade up.
He's coming out.
You think he is?
Don't believe hype. He's coming out.
Right. It's DeGriffey with the $5 says, already limited by the helmet hit to the hip at Houston, completely zapped his arm strength and mobility. If he wasn't even rookie year Tua, we have 9 to 10 wins.
Rookie year Tua was not great at all.
He wasn't.
Ian with the $5 says, Tua laughing on the sideline while their playoff chances die was so hard to watch. It feels like ever since he got the contract, his attitude changed. No, I always caught him laughing on the sideline, regardless, before he even got the contract.
There was a change. There was a change in him, though. I'm sorry. He was.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I agree with that. But he always was on the sideline, like kind of like messing around with the teammates and laughing
when they were losing.
I think he felt free. Okay, all worries. My family's taken care of now.
Well, yeah.
Like in 2022, I would say McDaniel's
don't
first
associate
year.
this to any money because Tua is a man who's a very.
I'm sorry, man. Not in a bad way, Omar. I mean, like that is a relief for anybody. Okay, we have money. Let me go play football. That's behind me. And then it just didn't work. We didn't run
the money hasn't impacted Tua's ability to work and Tua's willingness to work. Y'all see the decline ability.
That's not what we're talking about, though, Omar. Yeah. Does he make the Dorito? It's easy to criticize when you're eating Doritos at home before he gets the contract.
Yes, he makes that comment.
Really?
On a rookie deal, he makes that comment.
I don't think so. Okay. He's got a lot. He's talking.
He's always been honest and candid.
That's being honest and candid. That's taking a shot at your paying customer. Sorry.
The Wolverine with the tenor says, look, gentlemen, TD, you look like King Griffey Jr., my brother, but enjoy you guys. But,
beware.
Look, no excuses for Tua, but you can't absolve McDaniel of his faults. This has to be also not done good. Yeah.
I find it interesting that Mike has made excuses for Tua at every possible turn. He's made excuses for every player at every possible turn. And today, the excuses stop.
Dead.
He's like, my job. I need a job. Johnny with the fiver says, Stephen Ross is not that hard. Checklist, 6'4", dual threat quarterback, true leader of men, head coach. Maulers up front, eyes on the prize, y'all. Not all X's and O's. Man, if it was that easy, everyone would do it.
Thank you, Doug. Simple time. Let's do it.
Johnny with the tour said 6'4" quarterback, head coach with command, new/old logo, do it. See, I agree with that logo. I don't understand why they keep ignoring the fans, but anyway.
Because Nike needs to sell that new logo. That's why.
Yeah, get him the cheddar. Ian with the fiver says, we got to cut Tua this offseason and find our Bo Nix. Speaking of Nix, Omar, are you a believer or you think he's overrated like Drake May?
Have you come around yet, Omar? You still don't like Drake May?
Nope.
So Drake May against the Bills? Hey, yeah.
No.
Johnny with the tour says, Omar, join the Arm Queens. It's rightfully time.
I am going to join the scrambling athletic quarterbacks joining TD's clan.
Even with the fiver says, do y'all think McDaniel benched Tua because he knew he's bad, or is it just to try to save his job? Either way, for me, McDaniel got to go. Both?
I think McDaniel came to terms that he couldn't run the offense with Tua anymore.
Gonna run the 2 minute. Buffalo Lovin with the tour said, would you take back not doing moves at the trade deadline? Yeah, they should have done at least one more.
Unless you're going to bring him back.
Johnny with a fiver says, Jason Taylor is head coach and a 6'4" quarterback. Success promise. JT reminds me of Campbell for a locker room leader. Omar brought this up. Better as a head coach, not as a GM.
Better as a GM. I would do it in a heartbeat like that.
Johnny with
I do Calais number one though, because Calais is going to be amazing.
Johnny with the tour says a hungry Tua would be good on Colts. Send it.
No,
got to work that contract. You got to fix it.
Nobody is taking that contract.
Yeah. Gargant with the tour says Tua laughing plus being soft, aloof.
So
read the pine man. Ride the pine man. Yes. Skibbs with the tour. Appreciate you. William with the fiver. I'm a huge Tua fan and Alabama fan. I hate watching him fall to pieces like he has. At the end of the day, I'm a Fins fan. Red Hood with the fiver says Flores was right. Omar, he was a dick, but he wasn't wrong. Get ready for Mac Jones as a bridge. We'll see. Jiffy with the tour says, is McDaniel the answer at head coach outside of Tua? We'll see. I don't think so.
And by the way, yeah, when I make my prediction, it's not that I necessarily
exactly. I got to preference that, just like I preference with TD and I preference with Omar, with everyone thinking he's a two-and-ear. I always preference with Alan saying this is what he thinks is going to happen, not what he wants to happen.
Omar is a two-and-ear. Stop.
Omar is a two-and-ear. Yeah, absolutely.
Flamin' Boot with the tenor said, are there any decent day 2 or 3 quarterbacks in this draft we could take a flyer on? We'll see. Combine, Senior Bowl,
scouting team.
JD, great one. Member for 7 months. Great show and fire draft grade. Omar, change is here. We'll see. Chris, the bartender with the fiver says, with the capital that Greer was given in 2019 to 2021, this can be viewed as an objective failure with the cuteness cuteness. Cap situation.
Did not maximize all of that draft capital.
He used, I think I did the math at one point. It was over 800 million and it was 20 something first and second round picks. And we are right back where we were in 2018. Like it's right back. The Wolverine with the tour says, don't forget my earlier comment, fellas. I got you. Gargant with the fiver says,
Whole bunch of players. Save
Yeah.
this for later, Doug.
Okay.
There's no way I can pronounce the Penn State guard's name. Kenyon Sadik.
Oleva Vega. Oleva Vega. Ione.
Mansoon Delane, LSU corner, Keldrick Falk, Auburn edge. Save this for later, Doug. Oh, I will. I got my guys that I hit up. King Henny with the fiber says, going to ask again 8 shows later. After Doug dismisses halftime adjustments, I don't dismiss. This is what I heard from Peyton Manning, that they don't do anything at halftime. They just eat and then go back out. Oh, do the honors and give the stats of scoring in the third quarter. Love you, D. JK. It's all good.
It's
King
like
Henry.
92 to 35 or something like that. It's a ridiculous disparity.
And the yardage against the Steelers was,
Oh my God.
crazy.
Jarvis with the fiver says, I think Ewers will be okay since he doesn't have to run a timing-based offense and has run games.
But he does have
I like his
But
chance.
he's going to have to run a timing based
Yeah,
offense.
I think you meant does have to run a time, Jarvis.
Okay.
Skibbs with the fiver says, how much of Tua's contract can the question mark in the wrong spot? Can they just pay to can they just pay to
No.
him to get money off the books?
No.
Is
the
Ross
guy
willing
is
to just cut a check?
You already got paid.
Yeah. And then Johnny with the Tua says, does Tua and his second get a deal done? Osweiler in 2017.
Nobody's taking that
Probably
contract from your
It's
hand.
that contract. It's all about
Yeah.
the contract. But we're going to get out of here. My boys, TD and Omar, got something to do, and I hear my baby crying. Love you all. Thank you so much for helping us break 10K.
Doug, I wanted you to lift the baby up Lion King style and deliver him to Dolphin fans, by the way.
There you go.
We need that.
Congratulations.
I have a baby Dolphin onesie too, so I'll definitely do it. Oh man, 600 likes. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Let's get it up to at least 1,000. Again, thank you everyone for the congratulations. Sorry I wasn't here Friday. It was a crazy day and a crazy weekend, but I'm getting there. This is my second.
Everybody
one.
home? Everybody home?
Everyone home. Everyone came home Sunday. I was live streaming Monday. Didn't do the whole game because I was like, let me give my wife a break. This team sucks. So anyway, go check Omar Kelly out on the Miami Herald, Alan Poupart, Miami Dolphins on SI, TD Finstalk on youtube.com/TD Finstalk. Also the AFC's Roundtable. And you can check me out, youtube.com/Dougly Durong. We will see you Friday, 6 o'clock, previewing the Bengals game. We out, Cub Scout.